Now you can see another question. This is somewhat a longer question. Okay, these are different types of questions what we are seeing in UPSC. Okay, so factual kind of different types of questions. I give some time to try to solve it. It is about Vietnam, right? All these are previous year UPSC question. It was happening in 2022 prelims, right? So I've taken the original UPSC questions. So again, you can see 5 statements are there, but not all 5 statements are right. Fine. Okay. Okay. So Ibrahim has given his choice. Fine. Okay. 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 So the best thing is that choose this option. 1, 2, 3, 4 is given. So 2 and 5 you need to check, right? In this option, 2 and 5 you need to check, right? So check for 2 and 5. So what is 2? It is led by multi-party system, and 5, it is going to be Vietnam most productive in Indo-Pacific region. So Indo-Pacific means it includes many countries, India, parts of US, South America, everybody, and it is most productive. It's a superlative. So it includes even Singapore. Whether Vietnam is going to be so productive country than these developed countries, it's not going to be possible, right? So 5 is wrong. So and 5 is wrong. Okay, so we need to check whether 2 is there or not. So when 2 is there, multi-party system. No, it is a communist country. If somebody knows about that, they can just do away with 2. Answer can be 1, 3, 4. Clear? Okay. So I don't know what is going to be whether it is multi-party system or not. So how to solve it? Clear? So one more choice, I need to check it out. So Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economy in the world. So it can be possible. One of the, they are not talking about fastest. It is one of the, right? So it is possible. And Vietnam's economic growth is linked towards integration with global supply chain. Any country, it is going to be global supply chain, the exports, imports. It's globalization, right? It is possible. Even if you remove Vietnam, it is true. Clear? So 1 and 3 is true. Automatically, the choice appears only here. Even if I don't know this, I can go by other choices also. Clear? So this is how you try to find some way. So there is no one best way. There are many best ways. According to a particular individual, you can choose upon yourself to solve the particular problem. But I choose it in this particular way because this is a longer option. In case if I find 2 and 5 is not there, I can immediately go and do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I read only 2 statements and I solve the problem. So I limit myself. Okay, I can quickly solve the problem. Whereas if I'm going to read all the 5 statements and then I'm going to solve the problem, then it takes more time. These type of questions are called as time wasters. The answer may be easily arrived in other way, but you try to make it in a longer way, then we try to lose our time. Okay, so if 10 questions are like this, almost you lose much of time in this particular. If you spend 1 minute, then you will be losing around 10 minutes of time for this particular type of 10 questions, which is not worthy of in a competitive exam, right? So that's the thing what it is. Fine. So this question, try to solve it. One of the last questions. Again, not all answers are right. Okay, C. Okay, C, C, C. Okay. Okay. Why will we go with C? D. Fine. Okay. Okay, so majority have gone with C. So we'll see one by one. So we call it as barcoding, DNA barcoding. Okay, so think we don't know about barcoding, what barcoding is. Yeah. So I mean DNA barcoding. So remove the term DNA. Okay, what is barcoding? Basically, you know that we have barcodes in our food products. Yeah. So that's a basic word, two English word. So DNA barcoding. So in barcoding, what you do? You can scan the barcoding, identify the product. You can have some information about that particular product. That's what we use barcode, right? So they scan and put the bills and so on. In DNA barcoding, you try to do the same thing. You get the DNA, you try to have that particular information about DNA. That's all. Yeah. So definitely 2 is going to be there, because since it is DNA, whether to distinguish that particular two different species, you are going to have it DNA. So that's what you are going to do, right? So if two people are similar to each other, say twin kind of, we take a DNA sample and then we try to check it out. That's what we do. So definitely 2 is going to be there. Okay. If 2 is there, the answer should be here. So 1 and 3. So either 1 should be right or 3 should be right. Identify undesirable animal. Yes, if you are going to distinguish among species, undesirable animal can be assessed. So 2 and 3 go with each other. 1 is wrong. Why? You can't assess the age of a plant or thing with the DNA. Rather, you go for other methods. Right? So in this particular way, 2 and 3 comes in. Clear? So if 2 is right, then automatically 3 will be right. If 2 is wrong, automatically 3 is going to be wrong. Clear? So understood. So these are different methods or techniques, how we try to go on steps. So we saw first step is we go with the choice. Second step, we go with the keyword. Third step, we try to understand the word and fit it into it with a common sense. We know barcoding what it is, so we try to do it. So for different types of questions, we try to solve different manner. The manner or the method is different. There are n number of methods because questions differ. There is no hard and fast rule that this is going to be the one method which will apply everything. There is no tailor-made. So every question can be solved in different method. But the thing is, basic step will be same. So identifying the keyword, identifying how the option works, comparing that statements between 1, 2, 3, and so on. So likewise. Yeah. Fine. So some of the a couple of questions are there. Try to solve it as quick as possible. Again, say use these methods. Just don't randomly guess. Try to use the method which you have learned now, and then choose it. Yes, please. So here, the excess of it, acid rain. Okay, so it is a cause of acid. Yeah, A, D, A, B. Okay. B, B. Okay. Fine. Good. Fine. So you can see, simple. They are trying to catch hold of acid. Okay. You never know that ozone will form an acid, right? Everybody knows that ozone doesn't have. You haven't read about that. Okay. So that means this choice is not going to be there. This choice is not going to be there. So automatically 1 is also eliminated. What is remaining? Either 2 and 4 or 4 only. Nitrogen also will form nitric acid. Sulfur will form sulfuric acid. So 2 acids you commonly use it. Answer is there, 2 and 4. Got it? Directly also you can put it. Acid, directly, what are the acids you have? 2 acids are there. One is nitrogen acid, nitric acid, another one is sulfuric acid. Some may think carbonic acid, but the choice is not there. Okay, and usually carbonic acids are not acids which are creating environmental troubles, because your carbonic acid you actually consume. Your soda is nothing but your carbonic acid, right? So that's not a big deal. So 2 and 4. Understood how we solve it? Link the keyword. Identify the keyword, link the keyword. Okay, so simply we can solve the problem. So last one, which are the following are nitrogen fixing? So here you can see that This particular option has 6 aspect. Okay. Which one you need to first check to solve the problem? You need not go for all the 5, right? In all the options you have 6. So try to check whether this is going to happen. Whether this is nitrogen fixing or not, answer is there. Understood? Because for all the other statements, you have what? 6 is there. If 6 is not there, answer is A. Understood? Because spinach is not a nitrogen fixing plant. So automatically, you need not worry about what kulfa means. You need not worry about what amaranth means. You need not worry about what alpha means. Really, you need not know. But if I know spinach, because spinach everybody knows it's the green which we consume. So if it is so, then answer is fixed. Clear? So within no seconds, we can solve the problem. So these are some of the types of problems what we have. So we need to practice more. We need to make ourselves exercise, do practice, and so on. Thereby, we try to develop the skill, solving different methods. When we try to use different methods, when the questions are asked, we can solve them appropriately in an appropriate manner. So in this above exercise, what we have discovered that there are certain, this is one example where you have from current affairs, a simple example from newspaper, directly they pick it up. Okay, what is an RFI? Rapid financing instrument, immediately you can check it out. So this, I want to make you aware that some current affairs question directly will be there. Okay. So in this particular case, we can understand that there are questions which are there appearing in the newspaper, appearing in the exam, which are based on basic concepts, or it can be based on facts, or time wasters, or from current affairs, or basic analysis will be there in the questions, like the question kind of. Clear? So basically, these different varieties of questions are provided in the examiner by the examiner to analyze what they actually want from you. Actually, they test 3 things from you. What is your intellectual capability? So how much you have read, how much you are aware, right? How precisely you use this intellectual pursuit in deciding certain things. So ultimately, the decision speaks. What is the decision? The right choice. Okay, arriving at the right choice or the best choice. How you arrive at the best choice is the decision-making skill. That is what you are going to do in your entire service period. Clear? So in your 39 years of service, if you are going to get through in 21, you are going to have 39 years of service. In that 39 years of service, you are going to do the best choice. Right? And that choice is given to as an advice to your ministers or other officials, what you are going to be. So in that way, how you are going to be a best decision maker with high precision and with the developed intellectual pursuit. So the basic is intellectual knowledge, what you are going to possess by reading the basics, keeping the fundamentals strong. So you need to have that base of fundamentally strong, and using that, how you precisely make the decision. This is where the prelims exam actually go with. Clear? And exactly in this way, we are trying you to help you out. Clear? Because we, as we gave some samples here, we try to make which question you can attempt, which question you can skip. Not all 100 questions you need to be attempted. You need to just cross certain percentage. That's all. And that too, it is percentile. What is the first candidate taking up, and the rest has to follow. But generally, we pay attention about 60% maximum, because that's a topper's percentage always. So you need to cross 60%, that's all. Or you need to cross 55. You need to score around 55 to 60%. That's all. So you need not even attempt all 100 questions. You have a choice to even leave. So you need to have a question choice. You need to be aware, self-aware that what type of questions I can attempt, what type of questions I can leave. So that skill we try to pursue. And you need to develop that skill. What type of questions I need to attempt, what type of subject I'm strong and weak, I need to understand. And thereby, I try to attempt that particular question. While attempting that question, the methods of solving, what we discussed now. So how we try to solve, say, for example, understand the keyword, go with the options, try to solve it in a relative manner. So how you approach it. So the techniques, basic techniques, what you are going to have. So the wholesome process of this enables you to excel in prelims, not only in prelims, any competitive exams which are based on these skill sets, it can be applicable. Okay, so only the intention of the exam and the nature of the exam varies, but the MCQs, the basis or the relevance of MCQs, the background of the MCQs, the concept of MCQs remains similar. What type of question I'm going to give, that depends upon the position where I am going to place. Say, for example, if you are going to be in IAS, then actually the question will be different. Say, for example, you have the GIB, what I call Great Indian Bustard. So this is a bird, critically endangered bird. Only few hundreds are there. If you are going to be asked a question, so every MCQ in a competitive exam may have GIB in news. Okay, so they are going to ask a question. If they are going to ask for an IAS exam, they are going to ask it as why there is a decline. What are the causes or factors behind the decline of Great Indian Bustard? So they will give some 1, 2, 3, 4. They will ask you to choose the best choice. That is for IAS because you are policymakers. Right? If you are going to a field level officer, say for example, you are in the state services for deputy collectors and so on. So they will say Great Indian Bustard is critically endangered. So it is found in Rajasthan. So that will be the type of specificity will be there. So you are going to be in field. Then next to those officials, say for example, the assistants to these officials, group 2 or any other services like VAO and kind of the village officers, they will go, simply they will ask for group 2, GIB recently, which is in news, is found in which state, or it is a state board of which state. For VAO or any other exam below that, they will say Great Indian Bustard was in news. It is a mammal, bird, reptile, and others. But all things are GIB. Right? All questions are related to GIB. All questions are MCQs, but not all questions are related to the position. Right? When I'm asking for a person to be recruited as an IAS officer, I ask it in different way. Because I am least bothered whether you know it as a state bird of Rajasthan or not. But as a conservationist, you need to know what factors behind it, which is very serious. Right? So because you are the top person who are going to be in position of analyzing things and giving some policies. And as a deputy collector or a person who is in the state services, they are going to receive the policy and implement it. They need to know in and out of that particular thing. So they go with facts. Whereas the others are going to be assistants who assist in the field officers to go with that. So accordingly, they will ask you certain minute facts or basic awareness will be. So same question, but different types of questions will be there. The same area, but different types of questions will be there. So the process is same. The elimination process, the questions, everything is same, but it will have certain change according to the level of exam which you appear. So clear. So this is how what we assist you in this, and naturally in the process, what you need to do is you need to have more practice. Thereby you can identify yourself in upskilling. Thereby you try to do away with the negative marking problems and so on. We can even tackle the remote areas. In the meantime, the epitome will be you will able to predict certain questions. So this is in news. So these are certain questions which you can have. Right? So if a person is going to, as an examiner, how I predict GIB is in news. Okay, so Mr. Sumant is asking me to have a question for IAS exam. I have to give it in that way. I can't ask you GIB is a mammal or a reptile or a bird or a fish, right? So you'll just laugh at me if it's going for an IAS exam, right? So as an examiner, I have to upskill myself in certain questioning. As a student, as you appear for certain exams, you upskill yourself to solve that particular problem. That's a different way. Say, we also upskill ourselves, you need to also upskill. And that's why it happens, right? That's what UPSC also does. They try to improve consistently. Okay, their questioning pattern is completely changed. You can see in 1980s, in history, the question is, Harappa is a Indus Valley city in which country. So they have asked. It is located in Pakistan, it is located in Afghanistan, in India. That was a way old question. Whereas now, it's completely different. Clear? So this is what the improvement in questioning, because the awareness what you have, the information what you have. Why in 1970s it was like that? There is no information at all, you know. Now you have internet. At the time there is no internet. The people rely upon only yearbooks, Manorama yearbooks and so on for facts. So it will be more factual, it will be very simple. That simple fact itself they don't know, because information is very, very poor. Whereas now you suffer from more information. You have many YouTube channels, you have many websites, you have many notes piling up, Xerox copies, which ends up, GIB means, you'll, even if Salim Ali would have been alive, he would have not been known, right? So what GIB mean? When he recommended GIB to be a National Board of India, just because of the word, its name, the bird couldn't become more famous, right? So peacock took up the peafowl. But otherwise, the Great Indian Bustard would have been the National Bird of India, according to the wish of Salim Ali. But the thing is, we may even know more than Salim Ali because of the information what we have. But that's a problem actually we have. Because what is right information? We have many information which is misleading. Those type of problems are there. So to do away with all these, so you can predict better, you can upskill better, you can handle remote areas better. So for that, practice is very, very keen. Okay, so the key is practice. So more you sweat here, the less you bleed in the exam. So that's a basic idea how you try to practice, right? Yeah. So I'm open to questions now. I wish to have more questions, please. Yeah.